are Locked On Pelicans, your daily New Orleans Pelicans podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Pelicans fans, what's going on? This is Chris Connor here. I am more than sure people are going to be surprised by this here. If you're used to listening to Jake Madison, he's not coming today. He's been hijacked. I have thrown him, locked him in the closet. I don't know when he's going to come back, but he was nice enough to let me guest host, and I promised him I would leave this in one place, or in a safe place. Welcome to another episode here of Locked On Pelicans. If you aren't familiar with me, I am somewhat of I still kind of write and stuff with the bird rights, but lately I've been hosting Pelicans Twitter Spaces for like the past few months or so. So for everyone that's looking for things to do after the game, sometimes during the week, we've had a bunch of different interesting guests, people from the organization, outside of the organization, fans. Some days are crazier than others, but we have a good time. So without further ado, I actually have one of those special guests. You guys know him as AD, Antonio Daniels. We have called him a lot of names surrounding turtlenecks and a bunch of other wonderful flattering names. But we have Antonio Daniels, who's also part of the Locked On Network, man. 14-year veteran, part of the Pelicans broadcast team next to Joe Myers, and just a wonderful brand ambassador for the franchise in total since he arrived. AD, what's happening, man? How you doing?
I am awesome, Chris, man. Blessed to be on with you, man. Thanks for having me. As always, this is kind of cool, man. It's a little takeover, huh? I can dig it.
It's a little different, man. Some of this stuff has been happening so fast, man. But I definitely want to take advantage of this, and I'm glad you hit me up. It took longer than I wanted it to. This was supposed to be on video, but I had technology issues that I just could not figure out. AD was patient enough to work with me here, but yeah, man. As always, shout out to Jake Madison for letting me do this, and we go get this going. So the first thing here, I want to really talk about is the Pelicans, their matchup yesterday against the Phoenix Suns. We're gonna go into a brief recap on that, and we're gonna also talk about what the Pelicans have put together called a sports media chalk talk, which Joe Myers and AD will both be a part of. We'll kind of go, a little bit into the surroundings of that, and he can tell you what he knows. I'll tell you what I know. But that's next Friday, and it would definitely be a really good event, I think, for fans and media personalities to be a part of. But talk about that, and then we have a mailbag, which I'm really, really excited about. But
you would be excited. You would be excited about the mailbag. Forgive me for not sharing your optimism.
I promise you, AD, I'm gonna take it easy on you.
I know how that works.
I'm gonna take it easy on you. I'm not even gonna put you in the box you think I'm gonna put you in. Man. You have no idea what's coming. All right, so look,
no,
AD.
I'm good. You can throw whatever you want to at me. I'm good. I know how to deflect questions or simply say I am not comfortable answering that. I plead the fifth.
You do.
Not a problem.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, okay, but anyway, man. So let's talk about the Phoenix game yesterday. Pelicans played. Hey, man, the best team in basketball, right? Even without Chris Paul, they just look like a well-oiled machine right now. Pelicans didn't help themselves completely, right? A bunch of different turnovers, different parts in the game where it looked like they were right there. They got off to a really good start in the first quarter. But Phoenix is, they did what they've been doing to a lot of teams, and that's staying the course and then eventually making their run throughout parts of the game. And Devin Booker, does what superstars are supposed to do. I guess from that game, I know you talked a lot about it on the broadcast, but what are your overall thoughts, or what do you take from a game like that? CJ's game first game back, no BI, so on and so forth.
Well, here's my thing, Chris, and I said this before the game yesterday. Before every game, I put out basically a key to the game. My key to the game yesterday was Pels versus turnovers. If you go back to the last time these two teams played, right, first game out of All-Star break, I believe it was February 25th. Pels turned the ball over 11 times. Okay? I played for Nate McMillan. Nate McMillan used to tell me all the time, if you turn the basketball over collectively as a team 12 times or less, you're going to put yourself in a position to win a lot of basketball games. In that game, back in February, where they beat Phoenix in Phoenix, they turned the ball over a total of 11 times. So yesterday, my key stat before the game was Pels versus turnovers. You know why? Because when you're playing really good teams, you can't beat yourself. You can't. You may be able to get away with it against Houston or Orlando or some of these other teams. When you're playing a team that's as experienced and battle-tested as the Phoenix Suns, that team went all the way to the NBA Finals last year. You cannot turn the basketball over because they will make you pay for it. So now if you go back and look at the stats from yesterday, the amount of turnovers, 17. But that's not what the only important piece. The fact that Phoenix turned those 17 turnovers, into 33 points. For me, that's the game. When you're playing against really, really good teams, especially when you're without 25 points, 5, 6 assists, 5, 6 rebounds, your room for error is so small. I said yesterday on the broadcast, you need to approach this Phoenix game with a playoff mentality. And what I meant by that is you can't become bored with hitting singles. And that's what Phoenix will do. They'll hit singles and singles and singles and singles. Next thing you know, they're up 15, 20 points. And teams want to hit home runs against them. They're swinging for the fence against Phoenix. And when you do that, they make you pay for it. So what I would love the Pels to do moving forward, especially when you're trying to make this play-in push, is just be okay. Be content with being bored and making the correct play, no matter who you're playing against.
I mean, look, and I know that, after the game, I mean, to be honest, I think most of us fans and people, media personnel, I mean, we talked it up to, a young team playing against a seasoned team that have, they've been, it doesn't feel like Phoenix has been good or this good for a very long time, but I mean, they surely play like it, and they're adding, they've done a good job of adding the right pieces that fit around each other, the right veteran role players, so on and so forth, that know their job very well. And it just seems like yesterday was a kind of example of how far, like, even through the the winning streak the Pelicans had, and overall, like, success just doesn't it doesn't look the way that Phoenix makes it look, just quickly, right? It takes more than a few weeks, it takes more than a month, it takes more, injuries or not. This isn't just something that happens overnight. But man, I mean, Phoenix just look really good,
But there's something to be said for lack of change.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for road definition. Phoenix hit the ground running when training camp started. When you look at that Phoenix Suns roster, what big significant change did they make?
I mean, none really. I mean, what you add what, JaVale McGee?
Yep.
I mean, it was all small. Yeah, there you go.
Right. JaVale McGee, Landry Shamet, Bismack Biyombo. There's 7 or 8 core players that made a run to the NBA Finals last year. They all returned. So as far as role definition, what's understood, what's asked of one another, that was known coming into training camp. Now go around and look at the league and look at other teams that have that same sort of camaraderie coming into training camp. You're going to be hard-pressed to find it. Teams may, even Milwaukee, who won the championship last year, they lost P.J. Tucker. Miami, who's first in the Eastern Conference, they added Kyle Lowry, added P.J. Tucker. So you're either adding someone or subtracting someone of significance. Phoenix didn't. They didn't. You know what I mean? And there's something to be said when you have a team where guys are willing to embrace their role. Because I've said forever, when guys are willing to embrace their role, that's when they'll excel in their role. So whether or not Cameron Payne is starting in place of Chris Paul or he's coming off the bench, he knows his role. Cam Johnson knows his role. Jay Crowder knows his role. Ayton, Booker, all these guys know their role. Mikal Bridges. And you have guys that have gotten better. So there's a reason right now that Phoenix Suns is 7-8 games ahead of the entire NBA as far as best record is concerned.
Yeah.
Because of role definition and role understanding that started from day one of training camp.
So speaking of knowing said role, Jake, when you listen to this and you edit this, I promise you, I knew from a time perspective what I was supposed to do. But look, just give me a little bit of leeway here. This might go over the time restraints we talked about. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's gonna be entertaining and fun. Okay, I'm still learning. Okay, give me, cut me some slack, bro. But AD, I wanted to ask you before we go to this crazy mailbag. So next Friday, which I one way or another will be in attendance as well. We got a sports media chalk talk. I don't know what the hell a chalk talk is, but that's how it was phrased. Okay.
Right.
Now it's supposed to be it's gonna be some networking, right? I was told about that. Media and fans from 1:30 to 2. And then from 2 to 3, we get the great Joe Myers and yourself, Q&A. And my favorite, happy hour drinks during the event. This is going to be a great time. But AD, from what you know or from what you are looking forward to about the event, what can you share about it?
Well, first and foremost, I'm looking forward to meeting some of the people that I basically know just through Twitter. That's it. But also, Chris, I'm also everybody who is invited and who be in attendance are Pels fans. And when me and Joe Myers, when we sit down and we have the question and answer, the thing about me, man, I live in my truth, bro. You know what I mean? My mom always told me that, live in your truth. And I don't pull punches. You know what I'm saying? I'm always cognizant of who I'm speaking to and the environment that I'm in. But there are some people that need to be called out. Okay? There are some people that need to be called out. There are some people that have the biggest opinions about the organization with the least amount of knowledge as to what goes on. People need to be called out. You know what I mean? I don't know what questions and answers are going to come toward me and Joe. I have no idea. But I'm there. I'm there. When the Pels organization, when they asked me about it, I said, yep, you can sign me down to be first in line. I will be the first one. Any question that's asked, I'll answer. But I feel like this is a great opportunity to get some of the, because the thing about Pels Twitter, I see so many different, whether it's blogs or I don't know, kind of going back and forth at each other. And this is an opportunity to kind of get everybody in the same room and to hash some things out. Because if we all want the same thing for this organization and for this team, it doesn't mean we all have to have the same opinion. It doesn't. But I honestly do believe that there is a proper and professional way to go about this. Some people, I think, have lost sight.
Well, this is going to be fun. I'm going to find a way to be a professional while still taking advantage of this happy hour. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm going to have a good time.
What is it with you in the happy hour piece?
Man, it sounds fun. It sounds fun, AD. It's gonna be it's gonna be good. Because most of these people, but you know what? Though, I'm with you though. Through these spaces and through our conversations, I was fortunate enough to meet you. But being able to meet so many of these people and put actual faces to accounts, whether they are fans or whether they're involved in any kind of content creation or whether they're a writer or whatever, that is going to be cool. And hopefully, man, at the end of the day, we are left with. I just know the energy from some people is going to be a little different in person than it is online.
There it is. There it is, Chris. There it is. You just hit the nail on the head, and that's exactly what I want to get at. That's exactly what you just hit it. The energy is going to be different because right now we're not sitting behind Twitter fingers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not sitting behind an avatar. You know what I mean? When you're in person and you have to look someone face to face, things change a little bit. And what I'm saying is that same energy that you have behind the avatar, have it face to face. Have it face to face with someone. That's how I do my
smoke,
job,
y'all.
though, bro. That's my approach to my job. I will never say something about a player about an organization, about a governor, about another fan, or even somebody I'm with on Twitter that I'm not willing to say to them face to face. Because if I'm not willing to say it to them face to face, then I probably shouldn't say it.
Ooh. All I can say, y'all, next Friday gonna be fun. Y'all pull up, buy y'all tickets. The links are all out there. We'll all be there. It's gonna be a good time.
Chris and AD are going to be back in just a second to continue their takeover of today's episode of Locked On Pelicans. But before we get to that, today's episode of Locked On Pelicans is brought to you by BetOnline.net. It's that time of year again as college basketball's tournament is finally upon us. So for the latest odds, contests, and player prompts, BetOnline.net is the #1 source for all your sports betting needs and info. And BetOnline.net remains the best spot for all your sports scores, podcasts, and news this season. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering information and live betting, plus your favorite Vegas casino games. So head to the website today or use your mobile device to go to betonline.net to learn more about the trends and action. BetOnline, where the game starts. Now back to Chris and AD.
Now for my favorite part of this show, I could not wait for this mailbag. AD might think I'm gonna be petty with some of these questions. I don't know, but I promise you, he's gonna be surprised. AD, are you ready?
I'm kind of.
Are you ready, my brother?
Kind of standoffish. Yes, I guess so. I guess.
All right. Here's the first one. It's a softball question. Actually, I know what my answer is. I thought it was pretty cool. The question reads: and hold on, let me make sure I read the person's name right, because I liked a bunch of these to make sure that I ended up saying it right. Hold on. Where is this here? I'm gonna find the name. But the question was, here we go. From my man Ant M at Petty Murphy 318. I love that name, and shout out to you, bro. It says, AD, if you had to clone a player on the current team and make a starting lineup of just him and his clones, who would it be?
Just because of the way that today's NBA is structured, it would be Brandon Ingram.
Oh,
it would be BI. Like think about the way that today's NBA is. It's positionless basketball, right? It's positionless basketball. So there is no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have a lead guard, you have a stretch 4, you have a stretch 5. You know what I mean? Today's NBA is about playmakers. It's about having guys that can score, but also guys that can make plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, if I had to clone one and I'm keeping that 5, give me a guy that can shoot it, a guy that can handle it, a guy that can facilitate, and a guy that's long and willing to defend. So I would take BI.
My selection, the first person that came to my head when I read this, whether it's crazy or not, was Herb Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I think a team full of Herb Jones, it's going to be a headache. It's now not saying BI, not BI is an all-star. It's something there, and about what we're seeing, because there's so much of Herb. Like he's so unassuming on the floor, right? And he's very respectful of his role and the people that are around him. But when guys go out, or when time matters, you've seen him driving throughout the year, improving his aggressiveness there, the ball handling, the passing, the finishing, the shooting. I don't know, man.
For me,
came to mind.
For me, my issue with picking Herb is the fact that he's 60 games into his career, and he doesn't have that respect yet from the officials. You know how many times throughout the course of a game, Chris, that I have to actually take my microphone and turn it up, like flip it up, so I don't. Herb Jones gets more rookie calls than I have seen in quite some time. Sometimes he is just in the right place at the right time, and because he's a rookie, he gets that whistle. So often. There's so often, Chris, I'm sitting at the table and I'll take my headphones off so I don't say the wrong thing. I'm not saying you're wrong, but Herb needs more reps to go along with the respect that he will soon receive from the officials for being the defender that he is.
Your mom always told you, if you don't have anything nice to say,
Take your
Don't say
headphones off.
anything at all. All right. Let's move on here, man. Jake, again, I apologize. You were right. You told me the mailbag was gonna be tricky, but again, I'm learning. I'm a rookie, man. Okay, it's like, come on, man, work with me, bro. All right. This is from my man Dev. Shout out to D. Lewis. Shout out to the Bearded Brothers podcast. I rock with y'all, man. What this one's for me. I got this one. What can be added to the arena experience? Halftime show. We need to get Chopper to create a song like he did for the Saints. Look, I'm gonna keep this as simple as possible. Okay, camouflage bandanas don't cost anything. Okay, we've been asking for a soldier rag night for the longest. It would unite so many different people. You can tie in the military. There's so many different things. You automatically have a halftime performance with anybody from Cash Money. It would have to be Juvenile for this particular situation. But God, please, a soldier night is needed. Just do it. It'd be great. Just do it. Just do it.
Listen, I get this question a lot. What I would love, and I've actually had this discussion with different people. Going to a Pels game, because it's New Orleans, should be an experience. It should be an experience. Care what happens throughout the course of the game. Whether the Pels win or lost, as a fan, when you leave, you should be like, man, that was awesome. What you would love to see is more of a embracing of the fiber of the community, the culture, the music, all of that. The fan experience. Like when you walk out of the Smoothie King Center, regardless of the score, you should walk out like, oh man, we won, or we lost, but that was so much fun.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. You're right. If it's a soldier rag night, I've heard different people say, if it's a turtleneck night, if it's a show your sneakers off night, whatever it is that involves the fans that make them feel like a part of the organization, and the organization is growing in that community and investing in that community. Come on, man. Come on, Chris. I'm with
Y'all
you, bro.
heard him. Y'all heard him.
I'm with
this
you.
one's for you. Shout out to Derek K. Cameron at DeepCam77. AD, what do you think Larry Nance's impact will be once he starts playing? What do you think he brings to the team day one?
You know how much I've talked to Larry? I have talked to Larry Nance so much over the past week, and he is so excited to actually. I told him to be careful, and he's like, "No, I'm trying." He is so excited about the potential of this team. His words, dude. You know how good we're gonna be. His words. The thing that people don't understand about Nance is, one, the athlete that he is, two, the leader that he is, and three, how vocal he is. I can't wait to see because the thing is, he'll be back this season. He'll be back.
Yeah.
He'll be back here soon. He may be back on this upcoming road trip. To see what he brings to the table, again, remember, this is not the traditional NBA we're talking about, where you have to go, a five-man. It has to be a traditional five. No. Larry Nance, what he gives you is shooting, athleticism, and versatility. You can play him at the 5, you can play him at the 4, depending on who's out there, and he can be a matchup nightmare for other teams. I am so excited to see what he brings to the table. But the thing I do know he's going to bring, I guarantee you, he will be the biggest voice in that locker room. Guarantee
now,
that.
That is interesting.
Perspective and an experience perspective.
That was a surprise to me, especially with how vocal and how outgoing and engaging CJ has been since arriving. And then you look at the leadership, the leadership role that BI has taken on. But we know, from what my perspective is, we know he's not a super vocal guy, but it's very. If I had to bet between Larry and CJ, who I thought would be more of the voice of that locker room, I would have picked CJ. It's interesting that you say that.
No, see, I think they go about it different ways. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. Larry will be more Dirk. He'll be more
I know
Dirk.
what you mean.
You know what I mean? Than C.J. McCollum will. C.J. McCollum's going to say what needs to be said, but Larry's going to really say what needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's the leader of Golden State?
Draymond.
Right. Draymond's a jerk too, though. He's a
Yeah.
jerk. That type of leadership is needed to bring out the best in his teammates. And I feel like every team needs that guy. Just like every team needs that glue guy on the floor, everybody needs that guy in the locker room that's willing to say what other guys maybe aren't comfortable saying.
Listen, we have had many conversations online about these same sentiments even before you got here, AD. So that's music to my ear.
We'll be right back with the Chris and AD takeover of Locked On Pelicans. But before that, today's episode of Locked On Pelicans is brought to you by Athletic Greens AG1. This is a product I started using literally every single day, and I started taking Athletic Greens because I wanted more energy and optimized immune system, and I don't have the time for a complicated and overbearing series of supplements. So AG1 makes it easy. So what is this stuff? With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. Basically, all of the things. And it supports better sleep quality and recovery. And Athletic Greens uses the best products based on the latest science with constant product iterations and third-party testing. So AG1 is a small micro habit with big benefits. The one thing you can do every single day to take great care of yourself, and it's trusted with over 7,000 five-star reviews for Athletic Greens. So right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, especially heading into flu and cold season. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/NBA network. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/NBA network to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Today's episode of Locked On Pelicans is brought to you by Built Bar. This is the time of year that I've pretty much given up on all of my New Year's resolutions, but not this year. I'm sticking to my resolution to eat right thanks to Built Bar, and it almost feels like it's not really a resolution because I enjoy eating Built Bars. And you've got to give a try to the Built Bar Puffs. If you haven't, you're missing out on one of the best tasting Built Bars. Puffs are the first ever protein-infused marshmallow. They're fluffy, they're light, they're not just a protein bar, they're a treat, and they're covered in 100% real chocolate like all of the Built Bars are. And all Built Bars, again, covered in 100% real chocolate, and they're good for you. So go to Built.com, scroll down to look at the macros chart. You're going to be blown away. High protein, low calorie. 130 calories, 5 grams sugar, 4 net carbs, and 17 grams of protein. Compare that to any other protein bar you might be eating. Built Bar is going to win, and it's going to taste even better. I love the mint brownie. I love the churro puff bar, the white chocolate raspberry cheesecake that I have, as well as the coconut brownie chunk. So to give Built Bars a try, go to Built.com, use promo code LOCKED15, and you're going to get 15% off your order. Again, use promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off over at Built.com. Now back to Chris and AD.
All right, man. So I got a few minutes here. Hold on. Man, guys, listen. I'm up at some point, even if I got to take my own time out of it, I'm gonna get through a majority of these. But from a time perspective, I can't. But I got these last two here. One of these I really liked. Bet the Pels at Bet the Pels. How do you feel about fans going to home games wearing regular clothes? No Pels gear, nothing, just a green polo. Man, Bet the Pels. Sometimes you just fly, man. You know what I'm saying? You might be taking your significant other with you. You might really like this outfit. You might be going somewhere afterwards. I mean, I don't know. It's hard. To me, and AD might have a different perspective, but to me, as long as your energy right and you up there,
Yep.
Supporting the team, and you telling the refs when they wrong, and you're not being obnoxious or crazy, I don't care what you wear, to be honest. But that's just me.
I'm with you too. I'm right there with you. I've never, even when I played, I never really. The only time I really paid attention to what fans were wearing is if it wasn't our team.
Yeah.
So like if you're at home and you're playing the Lakers and you see Lakers jerseys, like wait a minute, no. But if you're just going to a game, I mean, hey, everybody's circumstances are different. Sometimes people come straight from work. You know what I mean? Sometimes people are coming straight from somewhere else, and, heck, sometimes people don't have a lot of Pels gear. Sometimes they don't. So I'm not tripping. I'm with you, Chris. If your energy's right and you going about things the right way, and we all want to see the same thing, which is this team on the floor compete and succeed, and listen, you can come to the game in some jeans and a white beater for all I care.
All right, man. We're gonna close it out with this last question, my man Tejada, B Tejada. I don't have you asked me 3 questions here. I only have time for one because I'm very passionate about this. It says, explain to your listeners your take on cheesecake. First of all, AD, do you like cheesecake?
Do I like cheesecake?
Do you like cheesecake? This is very important.
The bottom.
You like the bottom. Okay. So you don't like the filling.
No.
I hate cheesecake, AD, with a passion.
Okay.
I think it's a waste of a dessert. I think it's a waste of time. It's inconsistent. It's confusing. I don't like the sour, sweet thing. I'll eat the bottom of it as well. I like the cake. I don't like the cheese. I don't understand it. That's just my take. I just think there's a lot of other desserts that give you a level of consistency that are better and a lot easier to consume than cheesecake. I don't get it, but people act like they have higher taste palate consciences than me because, hey, come on, man, get off your high horse. It's okay. I don't like cheesecake. I might like something you don't like.
You know how the culture works that we live in.
Yeah.
If you like what I do, you cool. If you don't like if you don't like it, then you're wrong. That's the way it works. I'm not the biggest.
Somebody blocked me because I said I didn't like cheesecake.
Yeah, but that's the thing is I won't. Then you know what? Then we probably don't need to be cool. If you're blocking me because I don't like cheesecake, then we probably don't need to be cool like that. I'm with you. I'm not the big cheesecake guy. Like I'll never at a restaurant after you finish eating be like, let me see your dessert menu. Cheesecake. Let me order that. No. Somebody else has it. I would eat the bottom part. I don't even know what that's called. It's almost like a granola sort of whatever on the bottom part. I'll eat that. But like eating a whole cheesecake, not a chance.
See, I knew this was a good guy. I knew it from day one. Okay. I'm just letting y'all know. So sorry. Now look, don't ask him about cheesecake now when you go up there and ask for a picture, okay? Don't do it now, okay?
You can do it. It's cool. We can rap about whatever. We can talk about cheesecake, my love for now laters, whatever.
Okay, that's a different. We'll have to revisit that conversation at another point in time. All right, guys, listen. That's all the time that I have. Jake, once again, I'm sorry. This was an episode of Locked On Pelicans, brought to you by the Locked On Network. I forgot AD was a part of the Locked On Network until he hit me. So that's cool. See, there we go. But yeah, shout out to Jake again for letting me do this. Again, I didn't really know what the hell I was doing, but I felt like I did a good job and I put this together. Hopefully, we do this again. Shout out to everybody that, that continue to pull up to the spaces and y'all keep supporting Jake and everything that he's doing with his platform and his podcast. Really good guy, really nice hair, nice beard and all that. Listen, I can't duplicate the hair or the beard, but I did my best to bring you everything else I could. AD, it was a pleasure having you on, brother.
My man, I always, you need me. I'm always here, brother. Keep doing your thing, man. Continue blessings and keep speaking to this Pels fan base, man.
Trying my best. Until next time, we're out.